So I watched 2.5 hours of the Corey Lewandowski hearing. Holy shit. Like, I do love these things. They're just very poorly written. They're very formulaic. You know? Like, this one kind of was off the rails a little bit. It starts off with Jerry Nadler. A very sad face, very stoic voice, recounting all of these horrible, terrible things. And half of it, I'm like, yeah, he did that. Because it's like, fuck it, he did that shit, you know? And you kind of sit there and go, that was bad. But it didn't obstruct anything, because I read it in the report. So, whatever. And then some of the shit he said was just outright fucking lies, and I'm like, here we go, right? Because normally, right, it winds up being one of those things where it's just a shit show and it's just awful and it just makes me feel sad. But so it starts off like that, and I'm like, ugh, already this just sucks. And then the House Minority Leader, I cannot remember his name. I love the Collins. I love the guy to death. He's hysterical. He's cracking me up. So he starts off with, man, fucking grab the popcorn, bitches. And he just goes off. And I'm like, wow. So then Corey Lewandowski, he gets to give his opening statements. And he's essentially like, all right. The president is the greatest man ever. He's the best. And I ran his campaign. We did kick-ass shit together. And fuck all y'all. You're just pissed because you lost. And if it ain't in the report, fuck off. Like, that was pretty much it. And I'm like, this is not going to go good. Like, it's just getting steadily worse. The more they bring people in, it's just getting worse and worse for them. Like, Bob Mueller, I think, was a tipping point. Where now everybody just kind of thinks this is a fucking joke. Because they brought in Bob Mueller to talk about the Mueller report. And Bob Mueller largely said, read the report yourself. And they became kind of laughingstocks for that. And now everybody's just following that model. Corey Lewandowski's like, if you want to read it, go ahead. Like, he's doing the same shit. He even said at one point, I caught it real quick because the dude's talking over him, and he said, and he goes, I learned from Robert Mueller. You go ahead and read it if you want. And this dude was fucking with him the whole time. Like, oh my god, man. He even said at one point, one guy asked him, since we're into all this speculation and you answering for other people, because he was being asked to answer, you know, what is the president's motivation for doing this? And it's like, no, ask the president. So he says, since we're asking you to do that sort of shit, what do you think about this whole proceeding? And he goes, I think they hate this president more than they love their country. And I'm like, and it's funny because it showed that, you know, shots on him. And I immediately looked to everybody in the audience. Like, that's how I'm weird like that. I immediately, whenever something like that drops, I immediately look to everybody in the audience to see how they react to it. And this lady right behind him, I don't know if it's his wife or one of the council, I don't know, but this lady sitting behind him, and she's like, and I was like, fuck yeah, bitch, wow. One fucking guy brought up useful idiots. Lenin called the commie supporters, he called them all useful idiots, right? And he said, would you say that you think that this proceeding and the people who are doing it on the other side of the aisle, would you say that Putin is right now thinking they're useful idiots? And this one lady, whatever Jackson, I don't remember, she got a hyphenated name so you can tell what kind of person she is. She fucking all pissed off and fiery, you know, she called me an idiot. And I'm like, no, he called you a useful idiot. It's actually a term. And the dude's like, no, I didn't call anybody an idiot. I called them all useful idiots. And Jerry Nadler, to Jerry Nadler's credit, he you know, he said, no, I don't give a shit about your objection. He overruled it. and said he wasn't calling anybody an idiot, and it's not nice, but he can call us idiots if he wants. That's essentially what he said. And I'm like, well, yeah, you guys are all. And she, like, oh my God, it was so funny. She is like, neither I nor any of my colleagues have ever acted like an idiot. And I'm like, so far, none of you have stopped. Like, you all have been acting like idiots. I'm like, okay, whatever. So, yeah, that was very funny. And, I mean, it was just, the Democrats are really harping on this memo. Donald Trump dictated this memo to you. Yes, he did. You ever taken his dictation before? Yeah, many times. Oh, so you're just a secretary. And it's like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. And like the way that they're trying to insult him, it's like being insulted by your parents. Could you imagine if you looked at your dad and were like, give me a real good one, Dad. You just tear me a fucking new asshole. Give me a real good tease. And he would be, I used to shit your diapers. I know, Dad. So did you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just shit like that. Oh, so you're a secretary. Now, this dude came out in his opening statement saying, Donald Trump is the best man in the world. If he asked me to suck his dick, I'd be like, Mo, yes, sir. I'll do it. Like, and he's sitting there going, you're a secretary. The dude's like, uh-huh. When asked if he took dictation before, he proudly said many times, oh, so you're his secretary. Uh-huh. Like, what'd you think he was getting? Whatever. So, yeah. It was pretty funny. I will say, all in all, it was pretty funny. The 2.5 hours, I ain't watching the rest of it. Dude, it's 6 hours long. I watched some of the council. I watched up to the point where the council really insulted Corey Lewandowski, and Corey Lewandowski started getting all pissed, and I'm like, alright, this is exactly the same fucking thing that I just watched for 2.5 hours, whatever. But, yeah, like, the whole thing is just, my God. Like, I don't know, like, this shit I don't care about. I don't care about reading the fucking Mueller report. I read it. I want some new shit. I want to hear about everything else. Like, isn't anybody else thinking that? The Democrats are saying that the American people want to know about the shit that's in the Mueller report. I already know about the shit that's in the Mueller report. I read it. I want to know about all the other shit. Anybody else want to know about all the other shit? I want to know about all the other shit.